filled it out already. I've been here an hour.
Young man, this office has only been open 22 minutes. After you complete the yellow cards, take a pink and a blue one from these boxes over here. Fill those out and return them to me with your yellow card.
Pardon me, miss. I'm Tom Gianelli.
Yes. Oh, yes. Mr. Kaufman told me you'd be here this morning. Did you bring your transfer papers, Tom?
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Well, I'll just fill these out for you.
What is that? How does he range?
Is there a water fountain around here, miss?
Yes, right over there.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, miss.
You're welcome, Tom.
Thank you.
You made the coffee this morning, Miss Johnson?
Right. Anything wrong?
Oh, no, it's just fine. Anyhow, getting back to Gianelli. Before we get too excited, let's remember the old thing. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game that counts.
Oh, you don't really believe that, do you?
I believe it, but I'm so tired of it. We always play badly and lose well. I'm so glad our luck has changed I could go out for cheerleader.
Terrific. You want some more coffee?
No, thank you.
Oh, hi, Liz.
Hi. Have you spoken to Tom Gianelli yet?
Yep.
You made the coffee this morning, Alice?
So how come everybody knows?
Well, what did you think?
Well, I can see why he's a high school legend. He's absolutely charming, but he...
165 pounds of pure glory for Walt Whitman High, and all you can say is charming?
That's not all she said. She also said but. But what?
But he has a C average.
Since when is a C average a problem?
Since we first realized that Van Buren is about a year and a half behind us academically. I mean, 2 A students transferred from Van Buren, and they could barely make C's here.
We have a problem.
Well, maybe not so bad. Let's see what happens when I test him.
You see, some of the events leading up to the American Revolution were more interesting than the revolution itself. So I want you to examine certain phrases, names, places, political slogans, etc.
Sorry about that.
What comes to mind when you hear the names Lexington and Concord?
One if by land and two if by sea.
No taxation without representation.
The Boston Massacre.
Good. Does anybody know what the Boston Massacre was?
Yeah, it was a bummer. New York 35, Boston 0.
Very funny, Tom. Now, would you like to try and answer the question? Tom, you read chapters 8 through 11 so you can catch up. The rest of you read chapter 11. Helen, would you pass back last week's quiz? Oh, Helen, are you there?
Oh, yeah, sure.
When I, sitting, heard the astronomer where he lectured with much applause in the lecture room, how soon, unaccountable, I became tired and sick, till rising and gliding out, I wandered off by myself in the mystical moist night air, and from time to time looked up in perfect silence at the stars. Now, what was the poet trying to say?
Sounds like he was trying to say he was sick and tired of lectures.
I think he was trying to say a little more than that. Tom, did you get anything out of it?
I'm afraid not, Miss Johnson. Poetry's not exactly my thing.
Well, okay. Helen.
Well, I think the poet was trying to say that there's more to the stars and the skies than mathematics and astronomical charts. There are things that can't be measured. Beauty and mysticism and romance.
You're very good, Helen. Does anyone know who wrote the poem? Oh, you're gonna hate yourselves when you find out. Bernie?
The man our school is named after, Walt Whitman.
Right.
Since when you start knowing about poetry, man?
I don't know anything about poetry, but I do know what's inscribed over the water fountain in the main hall.
Okay, class dismissed.
Hey, you're not only pretty, you're smart.
Thank you.
Helen, could I see you a minute?
Oh, sure.
You have a lot of classes with Tom Gianelli, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, I had this thought. You know, this is a much tougher school academically than the one Tom came from. And I was thinking that a good student like you could really make a terrific contribution to the football team by, well, sort of encouraging him and inspiring him and
Helping him.
if you really want to.
Tom, did you have any trouble with the math assignment?
Nope, no trouble. I didn't have time to do it.
Here, I had time.
Wow. Thanks, Helen.
Has anybody seen Liz?
She's testing Tom Gianelli.
Oh, how's he doing in your class?
Not bad. How about yours?
Not bad.
How about his other classes, Mr. Kaufman?
Well, I'm delighted to report, not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Hi, gang.
Skip the preliminaries. How'd our boy test?
I'm sorry, those scores are confidential to be used for counseling and other legitimate purposes.
Oh, Liz, what a time to get hard-nosed.
He's in the upper 10 percentile.
You're kidding.
Liz, I'm warning you, if you're putting us on...
His IQ is over 135.
The boy is brilliant. What were we worried about?
That he wouldn't be able to keep up with the work.
Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore, do we?
Don't we?
What do you mean, don't we? You heard what she just said. The boy has a very good brain.
That has obviously been going to waste because he never had to use it.
He's right. An IQ of 135 does not jive with his grade average, Mr. Kaufman.
Oh, now, come on, you two. I've got a cup that's half full. You two see it as half empty.
We're only doing our job.
Gloom mongers.
Congratulations, Helen. I got an A.
You know, when one of you gets a D or an F, it means that I failed. I failed to get you to think about history. So in a way, your grades are my grades. Bernie?
Mr. Dixon, would you please explain to my father how come you got a D on this test?
Oh, Helen. Can I see you a minute?
I'll wait.
Are you satisfied with the C on that paper? You know it wasn't up to your usual standards.
I know it was too short, Mr. Dixon. I didn't have time to do more.
Okay. Work on it some more tonight, and I'll reconsider the grade, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Tom, can I see you a minute?
Catch you later.
Where's the research assignment I gave you?
Well, you said there wasn't any rush doing it, so I'm doing it carefully.
Good. About finished?
Pretty soon.
I want it tomorrow.
I'm not sure I could have it finished by tomorrow.
You've had 2 weeks.
I know, Mr. Dixon, but they kept me pretty busy on that field. You used to play football, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, then I guess you know how it is.
Make it short, Tom, but make it your own. Tom, do your best and you'll make it in this class.
Gotcha, Mr. Dixon.
Make it hurt! Go! Come on, you guys, look sharp. We got a game to win on Saturday. Now, come on, let's work. Get them up. Keep them hard. Right. Come on, stop those guys. Come on. There we go. 1, 2.
Nice pass, Tom.
Thanks, Mr. Dixon. Did you get my paper yet?
Yes, I did.
You know, I really had to work on that one. I had to type it 3 times before it was even neat enough to hand in.
Very well typed.
Every word of it was mine, too. So what'd you grade me on it?
F.
F.
Tom, I wasn't given grades on good typing.
Hey, Frank, throw a few, okay?
Tom, all you did was reproduce what was in the book. Oh, you were smart enough to change the words, but you didn't bother to challenge the concepts, the viewpoints, or give any real thinking to the material.
Okay, that's a reason for giving me a C, maybe. Or even a D. But an F.
Tom, if I really thought that was the best you could do, I would have given you a B or a C.
Man, I really tried. I did my best. I did.
No, Tom, you didn't do anywhere near your best. I doubt if you ever have, except on a football field.
What did I do? I thought you liked me.
Oh, I like you. Everybody likes you. You're a real winner, Tom, but it's costing you. And you know, I have a feeling that your whole life has been one long free ride.
What's wrong with that?
Free rides don't take you very far. Sooner or later, you're going to have to pay your dues. Tom, you've got a brain, and I'm going to insist that you start using it.
Hi. Pete. One day to turn in an assignment, then you give the kid an F? What are you trying to do to me? There aren't that many Tom Gianellis in a principal's life.
I'm afraid the story lost something in the translation. You see, Tom had that assignment 2 weeks before I gave him the 1 day's notice.
Oh. In that case, what's that kid trying to do to me?
The question is, what's he trying to do to himself?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, why so gloomy, Mr. Kaufman?
Jitters, that's all. Routine, pre-game jitters. Oh, how's Tom Gianelli doing in your class?
Great.
Well, that's good.
What about Helen?
Oh, she's a big help to him.
I know. That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, what's wrong with Helen helping Tom? I mean, you want us to have a winning team this season, don't you?
Oh, sure. But I've got a question.
What?
Why are we here? I mean, to produce winning teams or to help young people realize their full academic potential?
Not too crazy about that question.
Well, can't we do both?
I don't think we can in Tom's case. You see, he may be a star in high school, but there's no guarantee he's going to make it as a professional. And even if he does, a professional player's career only lasts until he's about 35, and then he's through. I knew a guy in college once, and we had a name for him. It's just like Tom. We called him America's Guest.
America's Guest?
Yeah, a guy who makes it through life being charming, a freeloader.
Now, Tom isn't a freeloader.
Not yet, he isn't. But what happens to a guy when he gets used to having everything done for him? Let's face it. Are we really helping Tom Gianelli? Tomorrow we'll have a midterm oral exam covering everything that we've studied so far.
How much is going to count on our grade?
A lot, Jason, a lot.
How come an oral quiz, Mr. Dixon?
Well, an oral quiz gives me a better feedback on how much I've gotten through to each of you. And each of you will be on your own. Now, if anybody thinks that this quiz is designed to ambush you personally, well, you're wrong. Any questions?
Yeah.
Pam?
Mr. Dixon, will suicide get you out of it?
Only if you bring in a note from your parents.
Hi, Miss McIntyre.
Hello.
Mr. Dixon.
Tom?
Yeah, I've been thinking about our little talk. You're absolutely right. I didn't give that report my best. I'll do another one, okay?
Nope.
What do you mean?
I mean, I have a lot of things to do myself, and I don't have time to read another report. The oral quiz will be enough.
Pete, you know that friend you had in college?
Yeah?
The one you called America's Guest? How'd he end up?
Badly. Very badly.
Hey, what's the matter?
Oh, Dixon is really out to get me. He won't let me write another report.
Oh. Tom, you never did ask me, you know.
Ask you what?
To write another report for you. You just assumed it.
Well, wouldn't you?
Yes. But suppose Mr. Dixon said okay, and I said no. I mean, I wouldn't, and you know I couldn't. But someone might.
Well, Dixon just did.
Okay, then learn from it. Listen, You don't need people to say yes to you all the time to get by.
All right, suppose I told you I'm going to read that book cover to cover tonight, and I want you to quiz me at the end of every chapter. What would you say?
Yes.
All right.
Before we begin, I want to mention a couple of things that I expect from you during this oral quiz. And some I don't expect. I don't expect polished oratory, but what I do want from you is evidence that you've thought about the material. So just relax and approach it as though you and I were discussing a subject that interested the both of us. Jason, the Declaration of Independence is considered one of the world's great documents. Why is that so?
Well, it gave the colonies real arguments for splitting up with England, and it gave them real clear.
And that's what you think is most interesting?
Oh, yeah. Me and my friends sit around all the time talking about the old Declaration of Independence.
Okay, sit down. Helen, let's chat about the Stamp Act.
Well, it was one of the first colonial grievances that led to the revolution. But you know, the thing that's interesting is that if you read the American protest against it, you get really angry at British tyranny and all that. But then, if you read their arguments for having a stamp tax, they seem very reasonable.
And what does that lead you to believe?
Well, that there are two sides to every question. And that in a war, each side believes it's the only right side.
Very good, Helen. Tom, what do you think about the two Adams cousins?
John and Sam?
Those are the ones.
Well, John got to be president, and Sam didn't. Some of the history books say that Sam Adams. Mr. Dixon, can I sit down when I talk?
Go ahead.
Right, some of the history books say that Sam Adams was supposed to be a real rabble-rouser, and he was always jiving the people of Boston, trying to get them to do what he wanted. And John was supposed to be a Boy Scout, very noble. But if Sam was always conning the people for some private trip of his own, I don't see what good it did him. Sam wasn't the one who got to be president. But the same books make a big hero out of John, who became the defense attorney for the British soldiers who did the shooting at the Boston Massacre. Maybe it was noble, because it was sure unpopular with the people of Boston. It was very popular with the Royalists, the British soldiers, because they were running things. John became a big man in the colonies after that. See, the thing is, even if the two cousins had different personalities, there wasn't really any difference in the way things worked out.
Well, of course, I'm pleased that we have a winning football team. But I tell you what pleases me even more. The fact that a boy like Tom Gianelli can make it as a student all on his own and still have time for football. I mean, after all, we're not in the business of turning out winning football teams, are we? We're here to help young people realize their full potential. I mean, that's what I'm always trying to impress on Mr. Dixon here, right, Pete?
Right.
Hey, y'all, if Mr. Dixon's substitute don't show up soon, this class will be over. I vote we take a quick recess.
I second the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You know, the way I see it, if Mr. Dixon can take a whole week at that teacher's conference, I don't see why I can't take me a vacation, too.
Man, you're always on vacation.
Hey, sweetheart, I just don't happen to dig history, okay? History don't exactly dig me either.
Or science, or math, or English.
Well, when was the last time something really unusual happened in this robot factory?
That's a very interesting thought, young man. I hope you'll forgive my tardiness, but the blasted kite got caught up in a tree. But not before the most amazing scientific discovery occurred. Does the word electricity mean anything to you?
Now, that can't be Mr. Dixon, sir.
More like the hired old Benjamin Franklin.
Well, I surprised you, did I? Well, history will, you know, if you read it. But why read it? I didn't. I did it. Yes, I made it. We must hang together, or most assuredly, we shall hang separately. Yes, I like that. Yes. And that other phrase Tom Jefferson and I came up with, government of the people, by the people.
And, for the people.
Yes. Oh, that has a catchy ring to it. You don't mind if I use that?
Oh, anytime. Glad to help out.
By the way, my name is Roy Hemmings, and as if you hadn't guessed already, I'm subbing for Mr. Dixon this week.
Mr. Hemmings? I'm Dennis Warmser. They have me on probation for my terrific grades. Miss McIntyre said she was going to speak to you.
Oh, well, I tried to explain to Miss McIntyre that I'm not your regular teacher. I'm just a substitute.
Well, man, if anyone can get me through these exams, you can. I mean, like, I can already tell you're the best teacher I've ever seen in this school. And, well, I've never asked for special help before, so... Would you?
Well, of course, dear boy, yes. You come back tomorrow and we shall dispel your sorrow.
Thanks, Mr. Hemmings. Thanks a lot.
I don't have to tell you how hard it is to find an inspiring teacher. I've got my fingers crossed that Hemmings is going to work out.
Oh, you sound pretty hot on the guy.
Well, of course, his approach is unorthodox, to say the least. But I'm hoping he'll settle down into a pattern. Any kind of a pattern. Fortunately for us, the guy's got 3 master's degrees and about a half of a PhD. So this week, I switched him over to English Lit to take over from Miss Avery, who is in the middle of her 5th flu this semester. Now, if he gets through that unscathed...
Look, there's Bill.
Oh, by the way, welcome back.
Thanks a lot.
Oh!
Hey, how you doing, Laura?
Welcome back.
Glad to be back.
Pete, there's something I wanted to talk to you about before you go to class.
Mr. Kaufman just clued me in. My substitute stole the show.
Well, that seems to be the consensus of opinion. But I've seen so many of these quick flashes. You know, I badgered him all week about helping Denny, and he didn't keep one appointment.
Did he say why?
Yeah, he said he was a free spirit who didn't do well under tedious routine. I wouldn't be so worried if it weren't so close to exams. And if I didn't find the outline you left him lying by the wastebasket.
Well, maybe it just blew off on the floor.
Oh, no. He missed his throw.
A quiz? We didn't know anything about a quiz, Mr. Dixon.
Okay, I thought you scheduled it for next week.
Quiz was scheduled for today, and you've known about it for 3 weeks.
This is about the Federalist Papers. Now, if you want to know about the personal life of Ben Franklin...
Or the fact that George Washington had wooden teeth.
Or how many spools of thread Betsy Ross used to make the first American flag.
Well, I'm only interested in the Federalist Papers. You did read those chapters, didn't you?
Oh.
Okay, get started. We've only got an hour. check tells me that we've got our work cut out for us. Everybody turn their paper? Denny? What's that all about?
I'll mark my grade myself. Save you trouble. I got an F.
Oh, Mr. Dixon, you're not gonna count this one little old quiz, are you?
Yeah, you, kind of snuck up on us with this one.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll schedule a special tutoring session after school at 3 o'clock. Is that fair enough?
Can hardly wait.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Dixon. Got any extra seats for me? I'm sure we can squeeze you in somewhere, Jason. You wouldn't happen to know where the others are, would you?
Yeah, I know where they are. Hey, Mr. Dixon, if I tip you to something, will you get uptight?
Go ahead.
You ever thought about jiving a little bit more? You know, like Hemmings do.
I may have thought about it, Jason, but it's not my way. And you see, when it starts getting close to exams, I find it necessary to bear down a little harder than usual, even though it doesn't make me the most popular teacher in the school.
I can dig it.
Jason, where are the others?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
All I'm suggesting you do is have a talk with him. Some of my best students failed that quiz because he didn't follow the outline I gave. I gave a special tutoring session after school, and only 3 kids showed up. The rest were too busy listening to his readings of Shakespeare.
I don't blame you for being annoyed, Pete. I think your reasons are valid.
I should have come to you last week when I first saw what was happening. And today, he even failed to give a scheduled exam in English Lit and then swore the class to secrecy.
How did you find out?
You ever know a Whitman class to keep a secret?
He's a hero to the kids at their own expense. Now, I can't very well be angry at them, but somebody's going to have to straighten them out.
I think you're right, Pete. I think the time has come for Seymour Kaufman's famous little serious chat with a new teacher. My luck, he'll come in here dressed like Attila the Hun.
Bring them close. Don't let them touch.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, it never fails.
Cured many hiccupers in your day?
Oh, a few, but none as beautiful as you are.
Hi, Alice.
Oh, hi, Liz.
Mr. Hemmings, Mr. Kaufman would like to see you.
Me? You sure he wants to see me?
You or some facsimile.
Well, thank you.
Come in.
You, wanted to see me, Mr. Kaufman?
Yes, Mr. Hemmings, come in. By the way, for my sake, please relax. This isn't an inquisition. I'd just like to have a little talk to kind of iron out any problems we might have. Have a seat.
Well, before you start, let me guess. I'm failing the audition, aren't I? No, you can level with me. Who complained? Was it Miss McIntyre? No, it was Mr. Dixon, wasn't it? Well, I always knew he was the jealous kind.
Nobody's jealous, Mr. Hemmings. On the contrary, we're pleased. I might even say eternally grateful when a new teacher shows merit. I think you have merit. You're a stimulating teacher. I like that.
But you'd prefer that I conform to the system, fit the mold, don't upstage the regulars, huh?
No, I wasn't going to say that. I would prefer when you make an appointment to counsel a student who needs help, that you would keep that appointment. And I would prefer that you stick to the curriculum.
Hemmings bombs again.
Mr. Hemmings, Well, you seem to be having a little difficulty communicating here. All I'm trying to say is that I think you have the makings of a first-rate teacher. And what I want you to do is to take that bag of tricks of yours and use it to really teach. Now, if you can get yourself to do just that much, the next time you're in this office, I might be offering you a full-time job.
Really? Well, I'm not sure I'd be all that interested in something full-time.
Well, don't lose any sleep over it. I haven't offered it yet.
Alice.
Hi.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, what is it?
Well, what I thought would happen has happened. The forces of conformity are gathering.
What are you talking about?
You know, shape up or ship out, band to the system, become a drone in the anthill of life.
Wait, hold it, Roy. What happened?
Kaufman dangled the carrot of a full-time job in front of my nose.
That's terrific. Congratulations.
Yes, but here's the proverbial catch. First, I have to get rid of my individuality, blend into the gray backdrop of this carbon copy profession. Well, they don't know Roy Hemmings.
Wait, Roy, I can't believe Mr. Kaufman said that.
Alice, I'm not like other men. I mean, some men travel with the pack, but I have to be free. The normal rules just don't apply to a person like me. Oh, I admit it. I'm a dreamer. I'm doomed to search forever for that perfect, elusive wave. But isn't that what life's all about, really? In the struggle to remain free?
The words are good. But there's something missing. Who are you trying to convince? Me or you?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, take your costume thing, for example. Personally, I think it's just absolutely terrific. But did you ever think about just playing it straight once in a while?
Where would the peacock be without its plumage? And speaking of plumage, my dear, what do you say we go strutting tonight?
No. I don't think so, Roy. Thanks for asking me. Maybe some other time.
Jenny? Oh, hi, Mr. Dixon.
I think it's about time you and I started tackling the books together. I don't need to tell you that you're about a half-inch away from getting bumped back a grade.
Yeah, I know, Mr. Dixon. I'll be okay. Thanks anyway. Mr. Hemmings is going to help me.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. He may have to wait till he finishes the last draft of his novel, but he's almost done.
And you're just going to sit around and wait for it?
Yeah. See, he and I kind of speak the same language. You know what I mean? Excuse me, Mr. Dixon. Mr. Hemmings. Hey, I thought if you had some time right now...
I'm sorry, Danny, but I don't have time. Not now, and not later.
Yeah, but you said we could get...
Denny, I think you'd better stop waiting.
Will you stop judging him? It's because you and all the other stick-to-the-road people around here ruined the best teacher we ever had. Hemmings?
What do you want, Dixon? Haven't you successfully undermined the opposition?
Let's get one thing straight. I didn't undermine you. You did that little trick all by yourself.
Whatever you say.
You know, it seems to me that whenever you have an audience, you have all the time in the world. But a few seconds ago, you were too busy to help a boy who idolizes you. Now, I'd like to know why.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong, Dixon. I like the boy. But nobody helped me. I've got my own life. And you know yourself, you start helping one boy like that, and then they all want to crowd into your life and take every spare minute. Well, that may be your idea of something worthwhile, but I have more important things to do.
For instance?
Well, didn't they tell you? I'm writing a novel. Well, I'm going to have a gallery showing of my paintings.
I don't believe you. You know what I think? I think you're scared.
Scared? Of what?
Facing the truth about yourself.
No, I don't think that you have ever totally committed yourself to anything.
Oh, now that's not true. I'm committed to being free, to being an artist.
Then why aren't you out there doing it? Living in a garret, suffering, or whatever an artist is supposed to do. Why don't you quit kidding yourself? You know what you really are?
I'm afraid to ask.
A teacher.
Oh, no. I just do this part-time to pick up some cash.
Oh, really? That's very strange. Your record shows that this year you've taught 63 out of 75 teaching days in 15 different schools. To me, that means you're a teacher. You see, very few substitute teachers are on the job as often as you. Now, why don't you face the reality that what you do is teach? Why don't you just settle down and do it with the same imagination and energy that you used to keep running away?
And spoil a perfectly good scenario? Now, you see, I'm rather fond of scene number 320, Mr. Dixon. You notice I have my bags packed. And that's how it ends.
Then I suggest that you don't delay the parting. As it is, we'll be busy for about a week picking up the pieces.
When you make a getaway, it's clean and swift, huh? No goodbyes, nothing.
I could say the same for your brush-up.
Listen, I hate first dates. You know, all the stiff pretensions and people trying to impress each other.
Have to start someplace.
Right, I know that, but basically I'm a sort of take your shoes off and relax kind of a date. And I just thought that, well, maybe just take you a little longer to feel comfortable with me and just be yourself. You know, no W.C. Fields and all that stuff, you know?
Is that why you turned me down?
That, and the fact you are an escape artist. If you decide to come back and stay a while, take your shoes off, well, ask me again. I'd probably say yes, Mr. Dream Chaser. See ya.
I said I want to apologize for putting you off all week. I guess I'm an expert at avoiding issues. Yeah. Well, if you'll give me a chance, maybe we can help each other.
You mean you're going to be sticking around, Mr. Hemmings?
Well, for a while, at least.
Do you really think Hemmings will be able to stick to it? Miss Avery called in sick again today. I think her flu is permanent.
I don't know. He showed up today without his usual bag of tricks.
Yeah, when he said good morning, he caught himself before adding my little chickadee.
When we two parted, silence and tears, half broken-hearted, to sever for years.
Mr. Hemmings, what did he look like?
That's funny you should ask, then.
Oh, here we go again.
Well, I was just going to tell you. He was tall, slender.
Well, where's the costume? Aren't you going to show us?
No, not this time. Oh. Well, perhaps some of our friends from literature will stop by and visit with us. From time to time.
need it. I'm not sleeping later. I'm not moving slower. The clocks must be turning faster. Right. Yes. Yes, Pete. I said I'd get them. Library? Sure, it's right on the way. Oh, there's plenty of time. Okay.
Hey, Liz! Wait up a minute. Oh, hi, Alice. I gotta run. What's the rush? I have an hour's work to do before school begins. You didn't make it. My head knows that, but my feet won't stop trying.
Morning.
Oh, hi.
Is it tickets?
Tickets.
Here's your book.
Thank you. You know something? You are a very special lady.
Thank you. I'm also a very hassled lady.
See you later. Bye, Alice.
Oh, bye.
You know, I had the kind of morning you wouldn't believe. First, the alarm didn't go off. Then the coffee boiled over. Then my toast burned. So if I was a little short when you called, I'm sorry.
Look, Liz, can we talk about it later? I got an important meeting.
You have an important meeting. I have an office full of students waiting for me right now. A total caseload of 375 as of yesterday. 14 college recommendations to write, 3 classes to visit, and 4 parents to counsel. And a boy whose heart I have to break when I tell him he bombed out on the SATs, and you have an important meeting to go to?
I guess we both do. See you later.
You're not recommending me for college. Why?
Because, Craig, college isn't the best answer for everyone. Look, there's some really fine vocational schools. I thought you might be interested in training for a job in computer technology. Of all your test results, your math scores were the highest.
Well, how bad were they?
Not so hot.
Do I get to see the results?
Sure.
Below average, huh? Okay, I'll have to work harder. I'll bring my grade average up.
Craig, tell me, how many hours a day do you study?
3, sometimes 4.
You work very hard to keep that C average, don't you? Craig, I said before, college isn't the best answer for everyone. It also isn't the only answer, so there's no need to feel inadequate.
No, you don't know my family. I mean, they're great. They don't hassle me or anything, but it's hard for them. You see, I'm a real oddball in my family. They're all very smart people. And who knows where I came from? Listen, my father says you can set your mind to do whatever you want to. So here's where it's at for me. I have to go to Harvard.
Harvard?
Harvard Divinity, where Emerson went, and my grandfather, and my uncle, and my father. I want to work for the Lord, Miss McIntyre. I want to be a minister.
Okay. We learned from history that even honest men can become involved in dishonest manipulation.
The only thing you gotta wonder is how come a United States president could be so uncool?
Yeah, when Grant was in the Army business, he called the shots, and he was really together. But then he became president and blew his thing.
Why?
Because he trusted some crooked politicians, that's why.
No. It was because he was a poor little lamb who had lost his way.
Oh, well, crazy Judy strikes again, huh?
I take it that you have something you wish to contribute?
I find this whole discussion so incredibly mind-blowing that there's nothing that I could possibly add to make it more interesting. So I think I'll just sit right here and learn.
Judy, I'd like to see you after class.
Anything your little heart desires, big boy.
Hold it. Read pages 417 through 420. And I'll be expecting to see some of those term reports. They're all due in at the end of the week.
The rest of you can go. Did you want to see me about something, Bernie?
Oh, no, I was just leaving. I had...
Far out.
Judy, your audience is gone, so you can cut the act. I think it's about time that you and I had a little talk.
I can't stop thinking about Craig Evans. You know, there isn't a student in this school who tries harder than he does. But I've tested him 18 different ways. He's just not equipped to compete academically.
Craig Evans, you mean Reverend Evans' kid?
Yes. He wants to get his degree at Harvard Divinity. It's a family tradition. But I don't think he could make it through junior college.
So he wants to be a minister. Does it have to be Harvard Divinity?
My point exactly. I have a friend who's doing Christian missionary work with the street people here in Los Angeles. And I thought maybe it might give Craig another way to go if I took him to his house.
A good idea.
Whose house, your friend?
No, he just works there.
Where?
His house.
It's the name of a teenage Christian nightclub. Some of our kids have been going there.
It's really okay, Mr. Kaufman. I know all about it. They only serve soft drinks. It's very nice.
Well, it sounds okay to me. Do you think it'll do any good?
I don't know. It might free his thinking some. I mean, where's it written that you need a college degree to do the work of the Lord?
Miss McIntyre, I want to go on record about Mr. Gruzinski and driver's ed.
Liz, can I talk to you a minute? Excuse me.
Yeah, sure. He doesn't like the way I back up. My boyfriend taught me how to back up.
I know you had an appointment with Judy Shore, but I came to tell you not to wait. She's gone.
Gone?
Yeah, I was talking to her, and she just got up and left. We looked all over for her, but can't find her.
Well, were you talking to her or counseling her, Pete? I mean, why didn't you send her to me?
Well, I had a situation come up, and I decided to handle it right there on the spot. There was no point in bothering you.
No point bothering me, huh? It's all right to bother me to pick up theater tickets and library books, but when it comes to the work I do, you don't want to bother me?
Liz, don't you think you're overreacting a bit?
No, I don't.
Well, excuse me. I think I better go tell Mr. Kaufman.
Yeah, sure, Pete.
To be truly human is to be conscious of human weakness, but confident that it can be overcome. People are lonely because they build walls instead of bridges.
The man who wants to save his life will lose it, but the man who loses his life for my sake will find it.
Inez Jackson. She's an old friend of mine, helps to run the place.
Is she a minister?
No, but she ministers.
It's a line. Yes, yeah.
Well, look at it this way, Craig. This isn't a congregation. It's people. And this isn't a church. It's a house of celebration. Can you dig that?
I don't know. What do you do here exactly?
Well, we're just trying to close up the spaces. Say, do you have any time after school?
After school? Maybe. Why?
Inez, you don't give a boy a chance to sit down before you put him to work.
Well, we're not going to get any of it done standing around here. So, come back, Craig. And as for you...
Don't worry. I'll be back.
All right, you better, girl. Or you're going to hear from me. If I can't get to it, I'll get the Lord on it.
All right.
Well, goodbye. Listen, feel free to stop by anytime.
Bye, Mike, and thanks a lot, Eve.
Right.
Bye, Reverend Holloway. It is Reverend, isn't it?
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
See you, Liz.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, say it. Tell me what you're thinking.
Miss McIntyre, I know what you're trying to do. I thank you for it. But it won't work. This isn't how I want to spend the rest of my life. This is not a church.
Look, if a church is supposed to be a place to love and to serve something higher than yourself, then it doesn't have to be a building. It doesn't have to be a place. Couldn't it just be you?
I don't know how to do it all by myself. I need the trappings, and I want them. I want to be like my dad.
Pete?
Oh, hi.
Hi. Did you find someone to go to concert with last night?
Nope, I gave the tickets to Jerry Gerard.
Oh. Pete, I felt you slighted me professionally, and I was a little annoyed at you. I'm sorry.
Why the change?
Something I heard last night. People build walls instead of bridges.
Yeah, I noticed.
You know, I've been trying all morning to reach Judy's mother. She travels.
2 hours from now, the police will get a missing persons report from an aunt who didn't even know the child was missing until we told her.
What are you doing?
I'm ripping off some food, stupid. What does it look like I'm doing?
Oh, here. You're really hungry.
Yeah, well, you would be too if you hadn't eaten since yesterday.
Why?
Hey, man, why don't you leave me alone? Don't you have a class you have to go to or something like that?
Yeah, I'm cutting it.
Join the club. I'm cutting the whole semester. You know what? This isn't a bad place to hang out. I slept here last night.
How come?
Well, they lost my reservation at the Hilton. Hey, man, you really are dumb.
That's what they keep telling me.
Look, man, don't get all bent out of shape over it. Look, I want to split this crummy tan, and I'm busted. You want to come?
I know you. You have Mr. Dixon's history class in English with Miss Johnson.
Oh, great. I'm trying to split, and he's giving me my whole curriculum. Look, fella, all I said was, do you want to run away with me? Well, it figures. I just thought maybe you might have a watch that we could pawn or something. I'll see you around.
Wait. I don't know what's bugging you. But could it be that bad? Please tell me about it.
You got a month?
Got an hour? What's your name?
Crazy Judy. What's yours?
Dumb Craig.
Well, you see, I've got this plastic doll who likes to call herself Mother. And I've got this aunt who's really Adolf Hitler in drag. And I've got a sister somewhere. I don't know. get the feeling that you can see things that other people can't see?
Not very often. I envy you that. It's a gift.
Some gift. You walk around and you see all the creeps in the world with their nice, phony, respectable faces. You just want to smash them because they're so plastic. Because they all lie.
Everybody doesn't lie, Judy. My parents don't.
You'll find out.
No, they don't. Mr. Dixon doesn't. Miss McIntyre doesn't.
Huh? Biggest phony of them all. She's always so perfect.
What's wrong with that?
It's just not real, man.
God's love is perfect. It's very real.
Somebody tell me why I'm still here. I don't believe this.
Just believe him. Don't run away, Judy. I have someplace I'd like to take you to tonight.
Judy?
So you're back, huh? Who says I ever left? I'll let you know when I decide whether I'm here or not.
She's here.
Okay, so where do I go now? Jail, detention, what?
Well, why don't we start with my office, okay? I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Well, you blew it, crazy. You should have left when you could.
I'll tell you what you really are. You're smart, angry, hurt, and also kind of dumb. Which is to say you're human like the rest of us. So why don't you try something different? Show us the real you. If you get bored, you can always go back to being Crazy Judy.
Join the world of the straights and end up like Miss McIntyre, right?
Well, is that really so bad?
Well, you're not the most terrific lady in the whole world, but you're a lot better than I thought you were.
Thanks, Judy.
You're better than my mother and Adolf Hitler, at any rate. Hey, I have 19 apologies to make to Mr. Kaufman. Can I go now?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, listen, I know, I'm going. Pete, something just occurred to me. You didn't neglect to call in my professional services. Judy refused to see me, right?
That's right.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
If a student refused to see Mr. Kaufman, you would tell him, right?
You're a hard lady to please.
I'll work on it.
Now, here we see a small Paris cafe where James Joyce often met Ernest Hemingway. Now, Joyce was almost blind, and to be quite honest, he was somewhat of a troublemaker. He used to start fights all the time, and then when a man would double up his fist, Joyce would put on his thick glasses and turn to Hemingway and say, Take care of him, Ernest.
Man, that Joyce is lucky he didn't get hit from both sides.
Okay, class, that's it. Will someone get the blinds, please? And Bernie, take down the screen for me, please.
Miss Johnson, is something wrong?
Well, I thought I had oh, that's silly. It's nothing. I want you to all write down your impressions of James Joyce, the man, versus James Joyce, the writer. You have 10 minutes. Helen, will you please take over the class for me? Begin working. Thank you. Oh, hi. Liz.
Well, I'm next.
No, this is an emergency. What happened? I was showing slides and somebody took a $20 bill out of my purse.
Just now?
During class. Look, I don't know what to do. I mean, if I expose him, I could ruin him. And if I let him get away with it, it might set a whole pattern. I mean, who knows? It might lead to something worse. Either way, I could ruin his entire life.
Whose life, Alice?
That's just it. I don't know.
Now, wait a minute, Alice. Are you absolutely sure you had the $20 in your purse?
Positive.
Maybe you left it in the other purse.
I had the money with me. The question is should I let it go?
Well, if somebody stole your money, you can't just let it go. You got to do something.
All right, then the question is what?
Well, I am all out of suggestions for today.
Suggestions. That's it. Hey, thanks.
Now, what were you saying?
About what?
Well, no, when class started, I had $20 in my purse. And it disappeared when the room was dark. I want the person who took it to put it in an envelope, address it to me, and drop it in the school suggestion box. No questions asked. Class dismissed.
Don't look at me. I'm clean. Now, who take it?
A thief.
That makes sense.
Hey, man, you're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Hey, wait a minute.
Silence. What do you want to do? Interfere with your civil rights?
Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law.
But I don't want to die, Mom.
Write that down.
Now, if I could write, you think I'd be here?
Well, I guess we're going to let you off, but you're going to have to come by and buy a raffle ticket.
Let's see how many we can sell before lunch while they still got money. Okay.
Boys!
Say, Roy.
Hey, what's the first prize?
Stereo record player.
I wish it was a new father. I'd buy a dozen tickets.
You mean your old man split again?
Yeah, when the bills come in, he goes out.
That isn't funny.
Who's laughing?
Well, I mean, when he splits, what do?
You get some part-time job, man. What do you think? Hey, Mr. Kaufman, you want to buy a raffle ticket? Only 25 cents.
All right.
How many you going to take?
One.
Just one.
Jason, I have bought a dozen tickets to every activity in this school, and I always lose. This time we'll try one. Good luck to me.
I mean, that's all the money I had with me. I don't even have car fare.
Alice, the ride is free.
Oh. Pete,
What?
We've got a problem. Boy, I think I must be a jinx.
Well, look, tell me about it on the way.
We can't.
What do you mean you can't? What's wrong?
We've got a flat tire. Boy, some free ride.
flat as a pancake, honey. We can still make it to the store before it closes.
Yeah. Oh, great.
What's the matter? What is it?
Somebody stole my spare tire.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure, Alice. It's not there.
Maybe you left it in your other car.
Oh, good morning, Jimmy.
Hi, Mr. Dixon.
It's a nice bike you got. I wish I had one like that yesterday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Hi, Mr. Dixon.
Hi, Butch.
Oh, Jimmy, I've been trying to catch you. Here's the $10 I owe you.
Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to see this for a month.
Yeah, I got lucky. Oh, with the job.
Where you working?
Oh, across town.
Is your dad still alive?
Yeah.
What kind of work does your father do?
Oh, he's a salesman, Mr. Dixon. Oh, when he works. When he doesn't work, he's away. And he's away a lot.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta go. Bye, Mr. Dixon.
See you.
Do you have any idea what that looks like without music?
Oh, I got music.
It's a radio.
And so close to the eardrum.
I thought it was a hearing aid.
So did I. I've been yelling at him for weeks. See ya.
Okay, bye.
I don't know. I just wish the boys wouldn't stare all the time. Honey, don't move around so much in class.
Hey, look.
Oh, my goodness.
In the suggestion box.
Well, it certainly is suggestive.
I didn't think you could misspell that word.
$20, your spare tire, and now this.
Oh, I don't think that note ties into anything.
Neither do I. It's not that original.
Oh, really? Gee, I thought it was. Maybe that's because it was my first.
You know, it just occurs to me, how could anyone get in the trunk of your car?
I don't know. Maybe somebody took the keys out of my jacket pocket.
Maybe you better teach with it on for a few days.
Good thinking. Maybe we ought to take a look at my classroom, huh?
Returning to the scene of the crime?
Right.
Why not?
I have a class.
It's all right. We can handle it ourselves.
Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, huh?
I was showing slides, and there were approximately 30 students in the room sitting...
I have a rough idea where your students sit. Now, where was your purse?
It was on the desk, and I was over there.
Where was the screen?
Oh, right here.
Was there a lot of commotion when you were setting up?
Well, I got my finger stuck in it at first, but then I had a boy set it up for me.
Do you remember who?
Well, sure, it was... No, he was sitting over here. Oh, it was... No.
It's all right. Where was the projector?
Right over here.
What's the matter?
Well, it was right here.
I know, you just said that.
Well, what I mean is it was right here, and now it's gone. Hi.
Good morning. What's the matter?
Oh, what makes you think something's the matter?
I just sat down with a cup of coffee, didn't I? It stands to reason something's the matter.
Well, we do have a problem.
You see that?
A slide projector's missing.
A what?
And that's not all.
Not all.
Yesterday, somebody stole $20 out of my purse while I was showing slides. Pete didn't believe me.
He didn't say that, Alice.
Please, get to the projector.
It's missing.
I heard that. Why is it missing? Is it stolen?
We think so.
We're looking for a pattern.
I agree. Have you reported any of this to the police?
Nope.
We're reporting it to you.
Yes, thank you. You say Pete's spare tire is missing, too?
Mm-hmm.
Would you have Pete see me in my office as soon as he's free? Thank you. I know I'd never get a whole cup of coffee. Has anything else been misplaced around this school that no one's telling me about?
Not that I know of.
It's like some kid's out to make himself some extra money.
Yeah, maybe you're... What are you going to do?
Call the police.
Or would you hold off a minute?
Why?
Well, I got an idea I want to check out.
What ideas, Pete? Oh, wait a minute. You mean about who did it?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, I don't want to say until I look into it.
Pete, I have to report it. This is stealing.
I know, but will you just give me a little time?
Okay. You got an hour and a half.
An hour and a half?
Sure, you can work wonders in an hour and a half.
But that's not enough time. Hi, fellas. Is Butch around?
I ain't seen him. Hey, Mr. Dixon, you want to buy a raffle ticket?
What for?
The boys' band. Lots of wild prizes.
Is one of them a projector?
No, man.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I'll take one.
Mr. Kaufman, he bought a dozen.
No kidding.
Okay, one.
You still think it's Butch?
For one thing, where is he?
Pete, it's a big school, especially at lunchtime. A kid could be anywhere.
Lunchtime. I got a meeting with Mr. Kaufman. I guess he's gonna have to call the police. I'll let you know what happens.
You better.
Need some help, Jimmy? Hi.
What's going on?
I don't know, but maybe now we can find out.
What are you going to do with the typewriter?
Look, Jimmy, if there's anything you want to tell us, now's the time.
Jimmy, do you know what the word felony means? You know what happens once it gets on your record? All right, wait outside, please.
Well, what do you say?
I say now I call the police.
Just doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. With an electric typewriter, a projector, some cash, and your spare tire, I'd say it adds up to something like $700.
Yeah, but why did he pick this particular time to steal a typewriter?
Because I was out to lunch.
And I was on my way to your office to keep an appointment. Now, he heard me make that appointment.
Well, what are you saying, that he wanted you to catch him?
Well, if he wanted me to catch him, that was the way to do it.
Well, even if, Pete, that doesn't mean we're going to let him get away with it.
What puzzles me is that, well, he's not a troublemaker. He's a good student. Why does he suddenly decide to become a thief?
Well, that's for the police to investigate.
That's what I'm worried about. You said it yourself. A felony rap can follow a kid around for the rest of his life. Wait a minute. What's the first thing that the police do when a kid is involved in a crime?
Call his parents, I guess. Why should I? I know, a felony rap. Oh, boy, now I don't know who to call, the police or his parents. Oh, yeah, Miss Hogarth. Look, would you call, Jimmy Thompson's parents for me, please? Tell him I'd like to see him as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Hogarth. His parents will be here tomorrow.
No.
Find anything?
Nothing we didn't see before. Grades are excellent, Iowa score high, no discipline problems, and no hint of anything out of the ordinary. Why won't they be here today?
Scheduling problem, getting them together.
What do you mean?
They split up.
Oh. To understand the history of America in the past century, you have to understand the increase in personal mobility. In the old days, people stayed pretty much in one place. They lived together. Children, parents, grandparents, even unmarried aunts. The lifestyle was set, and the man grew up expecting to do pretty much the same thing that his father did. But today, things have changed. People are scattered. Mobility has brought with it a change of values, a change of lifestyles.
Oh, you mean like communes?
Communes aren't exactly new, but they are an example. What else?
Smaller families.
Right.
More divorces.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think people today feel the necessity to stay married? Fran.
Well, I think maybe marriage is a thing of the past.
Well, family life is breaking down. We all suffer the effects of that. The big question is, how does it affect you? Have you thought about it?
I've thought about it a lot. My mother's been married 5 times. And what's really embarrassing is when you're out with one father and you run into another father.
Must be great at Christmas time.
We'll try it on Father's Day.
Well, check this out. My cousin folks split up. Then they got back together. Now everything's the same way it was before.
Rotten.
I don't see any point in people staying married when they don't like each other anymore.
Well, suppose they have children.
Well, I guess that would make it even tougher to decide.
I think the reason they stay married is because of the kids.
You care to comment on that, Jimmy?
No.
Jimmy? Your parents are in Mr. Carlton's office.
Here you go, Fran. Third prize, a magnificent, completely transistorized radio.
I'll bet you it doesn't even have batteries. Yeah, I was right.
Be nice to me, and maybe I can work something out.
I'd rather be nice to Godzilla.
Hey, Mr. Dixon, guess what? You won fourth prize, lunch for two at the Pizza Parlor, man.
Well, thank you, Jason. I don't know what to say.
You know what to say when you get to lunch.
No, that's perfectly all right. Take all the time you need. Any messages?
Yes, Mr. Henry called.
Morris?
Uh-huh, he said it was urgent.
I'll call him tomorrow.
But he said it was urgent.
Miss Hogarth, Napoleon let everything sit on his desk for 3 months before he thought it was urgent.
Actually, he was noted for being very prompt in his correspondence. My nephew did his thesis on Napoleon.
Is there any other news?
Well, the baseball coach was complaining again.
That's not news. Is that all?
No.
Oh, look, let's let the rest wait, please. You know, Miss Hogarth, sometimes I wonder if January 15th will ever come again.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I guess that was before you came here. There was one January 15th I'll never forget.
Oh? What happened?
Nothing. Nothing at all. All day long. What's happened? Oh, the misplaced objects are all going to be returned. Jimmy wanted to talk to his parents alone for a few minutes. You know why I think he did it?
Why?
To get his parents back together again.
How's that going to get his parents back together?
Well, by showing him how much he needs them, how much their split is affecting him.
Oh, I see.
You know, I don't condone what he did, but I hope it works. They seem like nice people. Jimmy?
Didn't work, did it?
Mr. Dixon, what do you do when you've tried as hard as you can to make something work, but then it just doesn't turn out right?
Try to adjust to it.
But that's not enough.
It never has been. You know something, Jimmy? Your parents are probably as unhappy about this as you are. They need your understanding as much as you need theirs.
Well, that's what they said, but then that's putting it all on me.
Not all. But the older you get, the more you have to share in the problems.
But this is their problem. It's not mine.
Really?
All right, it's mine too. But what I mean is, I didn't create it. It's not fair that I be in the middle.
I didn't say it was fair.
Just the way it is. Did you ever have to adjust to this kind of problem?
Not this one specifically, but I have had to adjust.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you in a minute.
Your historical review.
Thank you. Ready?
Let's go. I'm starved.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Why don't you take us out to lunch?
I was just taking Mr. Coffin to lunch. How about that? We're going to the pizza parlor. Would you care to join us? The pizza parlor?
Are you kidding? Pete Dixon.
Oh, look, it's for a good cause. Come on now, I realize the food isn't the greatest food in the world.
just made it.
Oh, I can beat him anytime.
Shoot. I mean, you just made your appointment.
Oh, I've got an appointment with Miss McIntyre, Jason. You go on to the talent show meeting. I won't be long.
Carrie, how have you been doing in your schoolwork since we talked a couple of weeks ago?
I'm not failing.
You're not in the top 10 either.
I'm not trying to be in the top 10, Miss McIntyre.
Well, you tried last year and you made it. Without too much trouble from what I could see.
That was last year, Miss McIntyre. This is this year. What's the difference?
Carrie, the difference may be a scholarship to the Carlisle Conservatory. A chance for you to take your talent for music and really do something with it.
I'm willing to take that as it comes, Miss McIntyre. You know, see what happens.
Why?
Just seems the way to go.
Well, it doesn't to me.
Well, with no disrespect, Miss McIntyre, it's my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to have a really, really big shoe. And you see this shoe? Our shoe's gonna be bigger than this shoe.
All right, come on, let's get this shoe on the road, okay?
Oh. Say the secret word and win a trip to the supermarket.
Lunch. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Oh, this meeting is just to pick a director.
I'd like to make a nomination.
Go ahead, Bernie.
Well, in my opinion, there's only one person with the qualifications, the drive, the determination to turn this display of rank amateurism into box office magic.
Sounds like you got somebody in mind.
Well, yeah, me.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Miss Johnson. Sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
Well, Bernie just nominated himself for director.
I couldn't find anybody else to do it.
Okay, then if there are no further nominations, all in favor of Bernie say aye.
Aye. Bernie, I'll expect a progress report by the end of the week.
Oh, thanks, Miss Johnson. By the way, you don't happen to know how to tap dance, do you?
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give all of you an option. You can either let your grades stand, or you can rewrite your papers and turn them into me by next Friday. It's up to you.
Mr. Dixon.
Carrie, you going to rewrite that paper?
You said it was up to us.
I know.
Oh, you mean it's not up to us?
I mean, if a student has a certain potential, I'm to try and live up to it.
I am living up to it, Mr. Dixon.
You can't prove that by your grades.
They aren't everything.
They can be important to you, though. Miss McIntyre said she talked to you about that.
Mr. Dixon, why are you putting the pressure on me?
Carrie, you're lucky enough to have something extra going for you in a number of ways. And I think you owe it to yourself to try to develop that.
Potential.
Right. And because I like you.
Thanks, Mr. Dixon. I guess I'll take another crack at that paper.
Good. Have I got them all?
Just.
You're writing that now?
Well, I just had a last-minute thought.
Thanks. Has anybody seen Carrie Whitaker?
I think he had an appointment, Mr. Dixon.
Oh, what makes you think so, Jason?
Oh, I mean, you know, he ain't here.
Thanks, Jason.
And you're welcome, Mr. Dixon, anytime.
Hey, you know that suitcase is empty?
Hey, man, where you been? Mr. Dixon was looking for you today in class. I told him you had an appointment.
Thanks, Jace, but you don't have to do that for me.
Hey, right on cue, sweetheart. You're up next.
Just give me a second to plug in, sweetheart, and we'll get this show on the road. Uma, Zuma, Mama, my African queen. Man, even woman's a call and leave. Put my head upon a stake and carry it round. Cut my heart in pieces and lay it on the ground. I don't care, whatever's fair. You want to see me, Mr. Dixon?
If you can spare the time. Carrie, what's going on with you?
Mr. Dixon, I'm sorry about cutting class.
Are you sorry about not rewriting that paper, too?
That's one reason I cut class.
Oh, are there others?
Yeah, I felt like going to the beach.
You felt like going to the beach.
That's right.
How many times do you think I feel like going to the beach?
I don't know.
A lot. And how many times do you think other people feel like going to the beach?
A lot.
But they don't go.
They don't know what they're missing.
They may be missing something, Carrie, but they're doing what they're supposed to do, what they have to do.
Suppose you don't have to do anything.
Carrie, you have to do something, and you have got to stop fooling around, or you're never going to get to music school. As a matter of fact, at the rate you're going, you're never going to graduate from this school.
I know it.
Carrie, I'm not through talking to you yet. I don't know why you're doing it, but you better stop fooling around and start living as if you've got some kind of...
Don't tell me how to live, Mr. Dixon. If you want to do me a favor, tell me how to die.
To die?
Yeah. I got leukemia.
When did you find out?
A couple of months ago.
Well, who knows besides your parents and your doctor?
Nobody. Only you. And I'm glad I told you.
I guess not saying anything is the best way to handle it.
It's the only way, Mr. Dixon. If everybody knew, what kind of life would I have? They wouldn't mean to, but they'd all be treating me like a basket case.
Yeah.
I have your word you won't tell anyone.
Okay, you got my word.
I guess you can understand now why it doesn't matter to me so much if I rewrite a paper or fail English or cut a class.
Yeah, I can understand that.
There you are. Come on, Carrie. We need you. Hi, Mr. Dixon. Hello.
I don't want to do it, but maybe it'll have some impact. Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, hello. I just saw Mr. Dragon in the teacher's lounge, and he says you're going to ban all extracurricular activities for Carrie Whitaker.
That's the idea.
Under the circumstances, Pete, it seems like the thing to do. Does that include the show, too?
Of course.
Well, I think it's a mistake.
Why?
Well, I've already spoken to him about it.
I've already talked to him lots of times about it.
I also talked to his parents.
Isn't that more my job, Pete?
Yes, it is, and I'm sorry, but...
Pete, what are you suggesting? That we can expect to see some improvement in Carrie, that he needn't be disciplined?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Well, you both know the boy better than I do. Maybe you should discuss it further. But, it is Liz's decision.
I know.
All right. But I've got to see some results. Soon.
I know that, too. Pushing it too far, Carrie. The boom's going to be lowered, and I won't be able to stop it.
Yeah, I guess. Thanks, Mr. Dixon, for what you did.
You're welcome.
For whatever it's worth, I'm not too satisfied with the way things are going either.
What do you mean?
Well, just going ahead and doing whatever I feel like isn't working. I don't know why, it just isn't.
You mean it doesn't satisfy you?
Yeah. I tried talking it over with my folks, but it's too rough on them. I mean, I say hi to my mother and she starts crying.
Yeah.
She was embarrassed she cried when you called the other night.
Maybe I shouldn't have called.
No, she was glad you did. And so was my dad. It's like, now they're not alone. I guess that's part of it for me, too. You know, you can cram a lot into a day, but you still have to be alone once in a while. And what's the point of it all, Mr. Dixon? What's life mean?
I don't know, Carrie. To me, it only has the meaning that you give it.
I guess I've been doing a lot of taking lately. Maybe giving's the answer.
For instance?
I don't know exactly. Giving of myself, I guess. The kind of thing you are always putting off doing or saying because there's always plenty of time to get around to it. Does that make any sense?
To me, it does.
Carrie, baby. Bernie, baby. Before you start giving me that Carrie, baby stuff, you better listen to what I gotta say.
What you gotta say? You can't do the show? Your voice is gone? Your grandmother's sick?
I don't want to sing Uma Gooma Mama or Wiggle Giggle Woman. I want to write something new.
Something new? You can't do something new. The show is 2 days off, and you won't have time to write or rehearse it, and you got the closing spot.
I want to do it.
Carrie, we got 2 great songs.
Old songs. It's time for a new one. I promise you, I won't blow it.
Oh, come on, Carrie.
What's the worst that can happen? If I can't come up with something new, I'll do the old stuff. Come on, Bernie, keep the faith. I'm not gonna let you down.
Keep the faith. I ain't gonna let you down. You know, kid, I just might like that.
Chase.
Yeah, what's that?
How well do you know me?
You trying to get heavy, man.
No. I just think I've been kind of skimming the surface all my life. You know, going to school to get the grades rather than to learn something. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I can dig it.
You can, but you always seem so like you knew just what you wanted and what to do to get it.
Come on, man.
I mean it. You can't tell me you've ever been a phony, can you?
Yeah, man. Everybody's like that sometimes, man. I just do my thing the best way I can.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, look, man, the way you saw me, that's the way I saw you all along, together. Like you knew just what you wanted, Jack, and how to get it.
So it's you and me and the rest of the world, isn't it?
Right, man. That's what makes it.
Now, for your special treat, here's Carol Channing.
Why, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carol Channing. Yes. Oh, it's so nice to be here. And, oh, there's one of my favorite stars. It's James Stewart. Yes, come out here, James. Come out here.
Why, I mean, Miss Channing, I like to say I really like you. Yeah, I want to hear you right now, because thanks a lot. Wait a minute, here's somebody here I met Carrie French. Come out.
Where have you been? I had a big hassle with my mom.
What about the song? Did you finish the song?
Yeah.
Where's your glittery suit?
Home.
Home? What is that?
Guitar. My first guitar.
But it's not electric.
Bernie, don't worry.
Don't worry. The kids tell me we gotta smash up here. The kids tell me not to worry.
Get on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, fellow inmates, the act you've been waiting for all night. The big rock sound guaranteed to knock your eardrums out or your money back. No, scratch the money back. What women's own Carrie Lee Whitaker!
The sign said come as you are, so I came as I am, which is sort of a backdoor lead into the song I have tonight. It's called You Don't Know Me.
You don't know me, he said. I never let you. I never touched you, he said. I was afraid to. You never heard me. We never spoke. We never listened, and it's my fault. He said that you don't know me. He spoke of love, he said, but just walked away. We live today. I'll be with you. I'll sing a while, and when I'm through, you will know
What was the most important achievement of George Washington Carver?
As a matter of fact, that's the second question on the exam. Please put your books away and let's begin.
Oh, Carrie's not here.
Oh, I called his house Friday and his mother said he was sick.
Oh, okay. As you might have gathered by now, you're going to need the whole period, so let's begin. I have something I want to say. Carrie Whitaker died this morning. He had leukemia. Test is canceled and class is dismissed.
I remember how I felt when President Kennedy was killed. I was only 7, but I was still sad. I never really knew anyone who died before.
My grandmother died about a year ago, but she was 84.
If it had been me, I would have taken up this big collection. And then I would have flown to London for the Rolling Stones concert.
You know what's weird? You see people die every day on TV, but you never really think about that. But it can happen to you.
It could happen to anyone, anytime.
Look, if you think about it too much, you might as well be dead already. What we gotta do is get it on all the time we can, just like Carrie did.
I'll sing a while, and when I'm through, he said, then you will know me.
How long did you know? Not too long. Hi. Where's Miss Johnson?
She's in the faculty lounge, crying.
Nothing wrong with that. Hello. Miss Hogarth, would you just hold all my calls today, please? Wait. Look, just tell him I'll call him back tomorrow, okay? Thank you. Oh, I'm not going to get any work done. Well, not today. You know, I keep telling myself I've got to get more balance in my life. Get things in perspective. All work and no play is no good. Do I listen to me? No. Folks, have a good day.
Where are you going?
Home. To do something I don't do often enough. What's that? Right to my son.